together for as long as I can remember. And then they were joined by Jack and formed the Royal Brass Company. During the busy season, my mother and Roger would go to 39th Street and help putty the wooden flower pots that needed to be shellacked and finished with brass-like bands. The business would soon expand, and the Three Musketeers would leave Borough Park and later move to Park Slope. I remember those days like yesterday, having been the official bookkeeper trained by Jack. And who can forget the delicious pastries Yanko would buy on his way into work? The move didn't change anything. There would be arguments and then discussions, foul-mouthed salesmen, and then business as usual. There was very little that happened at that time that didn't include a discussion and agreement by the three partners. His family meant everything to him. He was there for my brother when he needed him, and he spent countless years with my mother in Israel for the Yom Tovim, with those grandchildren that he didn't get to see often. If I needed somebody to pick my kids up to do carpool or just to take them anywhere, my father was the first to raise his hand without flinching and say, "No problem, I'll go and get them, and where can we go and what can we do?" My father, he may not have shown it outwardly, but his actions spoke louder than words. My father was not a learned man, but he was a very well-read man. He would read the paper religiously, and any book on Israel, whether it was history, politics, or a biography, became part of his reading material. He always loved to engage people, especially to listen to the stories, and once he got hold of you, well, good luck. He was always available with a helping hand, and in a nice way would tell you that there was always a better way to do it. He gave his time to his shul, always making sure that the place ran well, was well stocked with paper goods and janitorial supplies, so that it was a proper place that people could come daven and have a good kiddush with herring kichel and schnapps. After my parents married, my mother came to this country a few months following my father. He needed to get her a visa to come over to the States. My mother knew not a thing about tending to a house, cooking, or raising children. My grandmother taught her everything. She came to a country not knowing the language and without a single family member and was embraced by all. The cooking part was a little difficult since my father would compare everything she made to his mother. I have to say, to this day, her potato kugel is par excellence, and her regular coffee cake, strudel, and pierogin were hard to beat. My sister comes a close second to the pierogin. My father, unfortunately, would tell her in Yiddish, "Nicht das over the mama of gemacht." And she would tell him, "Then prepare it yourself." Well, if he wanted latkes or kugel, he would peel the potatoes and even go as far as grating them. The biggest compliment my father would be the biggest compliment from my father would be when he would say, "Zelda, take the recipe." In conclusion, my father had the zechus to see children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, something that not everybody merits. We, his family, take comfort in knowing that he was taken very good care of by my mother and his children, the way he deserved, given the manner in which he always took care and saw to the needs of others, the needs of us and others. May his neshama have an aliyah.
Amen. Amen.